With the Coach Mike Mayden as we're on the road once again, taking youngsters behind the scenes on what it's like being a major league ball player. And I got the man here, Grant Anderson, GA.
Yep.
How we doing?
Good. How you doing?
Just fine. Now, we're taking our youngsters behind the scenes on what it's like being a major league ball player. I used to coach college baseball, scouted for 5 major league teams, and I've always told my guys the quickest way to the big leagues is pitching and catching. You're pitching the big leagues. What's your thoughts on that?
That's a pretty good way to go about it. Yeah. I think one thing like a lot of young guys get caught up is the velocity nowadays and everything. But at the end of the day, you still got those strikes. You still got to command however many pitches you throw. If you got 3, you need to command all 3 of them. Throw them in any count. But the simplest form, pretty much just pitching and catching. I mean, if you can throw where the catcher's set up, you're gonna have a lot of success.
You know, back in the day, when you was a high school pitcher and you had a plus fastball, you just threw the ball by hitters.
Right. Yeah.
When you went on to college, you found out anybody can hit a fastball, so you had to use that changeup and slider more.
Yeah, you find out real quick. For me, it took my first outing. I didn't have a good off speed that day, and a dude hit a ball that's probably still going. So you learn pretty quick that you need to learn how to throw off-speed pitches for strikes.
So you knew you was in the major leagues after that, huh?
No, yeah.
So I mean, what is it like facing major league hitters? I mean, on TV it looks so easy.
It's not as easy as it probably looks sometimes, but it's a lot of hard work that goes in it before you get on the mound. Doing scouting reports, knowing the hitter's weaknesses, knowing your strengths, and then at the end of the day, though, when you get out there, you just got to compete. If you don't have your best stuff that day, you got to find a way to still throw strikes and still get these guys out.
Scout reports, kids think you guys just show up and pitch. They don't know.
No,
there's more to it than that.
There's a lot more to it than that. Yeah. We go over, film and slugging percentages and heat maps and everything else. So sometimes it can be a lot, but if you can find out like what stuff you need to look at that's going to help you when you get out there, that's the best way to go about it for me.
And, I would also tell my guys that the difference in college and minor league is, when you get behind in the count, the hitter's sitting on the fastball. In the big leagues, they should throw you anytime with any count.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly right. When you get here, you gotta, like I said, it kind of goes back to being able to command all your pitches and every count, because these guys are so good. You see guys, Marcus and Corey every day. You might get that first fastball by him, but you throw it there one too many times, it's gonna get hit somewhere, and it's gonna get hit pretty hard. So just being able to know what you got and how to use it, and being able to throw your stuff in every count is a big help.
So how much of this game is a psychological game, trying to outsmart the hitter?
Honestly, it's the mental part is huge. Like I'd probably say almost 90% of it is mental. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, these are best players in the world you're facing. So, if you let one guy hits a home run, double, whatever, you let it get to you. It's almost like they say like blood on the water with sharks. You know what I mean? They can. I feel like they can almost sense it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, look, this guy's getting nervous. Like, now all we got to do is just sit on that one spot, and he's gonna throw it there, and we're gonna hit it. And, at the end of the day, you got to be able to overcome a lot of things like that in the game where you may not feel your best, or you may think they got your number that day, but you got to find a way up here to keep yourself in the game and find a way to get out of it.
The game can be so much of a roller coaster ride,
yeah.
Do it some days you just wake up and like, I'm through with it. I'm giving this game up.
In the minor leagues for sure, because I was in the minors for almost 5 years, and you go through send down and send up, and there was a time probably 2 years ago when I was in AA where I was like, man, every outing I was getting hammered. You know what I mean? It's kind of like what you were saying earlier, where I was throwing probably too many fastballs, but it just gets to the end of the season. I was like, man, I told my wife, I was like, I think I'm gonna just give it up, and kudos to her and my parents too, they kept it real with me, and they told me like, hey, like you're a lot better than what you pitched, but you just pretty much just suck this year. You got to come back, you got to work harder, and that's what I did. So I decided to stick with it, and I got through it. You know what I mean?
Let's see. Let me translate that for you. In the hood, we say if you want to get paid, you better stick with it.
Yeah, that's 100%. Yeah, 100% true. Yeah, that's pretty much. They saw, you know, I had a lot of talent, and I could get here and make that money you're talking about, and they didn't want me to give it up, so I stuck with it. And
yeah, they saw that moving on up.
Yeah, they did. They did for sure.
So, I mean, what is it like to have fans? I mean, the fans screaming and hollering your name and asking for your autograph. What is that lifestyle like?
That's it's pretty you know, different from minor leagues because it's not as many fans, but it's a lot of fun, man. It gets the adrenaline going and it helps you kind of lock in and get ready to face those guys when you get out there.
All right, let me ask you this last question. So every kid dreams of playing in the big leagues. When you got that call, you was going into the big leagues for the very first time, walked in that locker room, saw your uniform hanging up. What was that feeling like?
It's incredible. You know, I really didn't have words for it at the time, but to be honest with you, I just felt really blessed, man. Like, you know, you come from a small place like I come from, where you don't see a lot of guys make it this far, and you know all the hard work your parents put in, raising you and keeping you on the right path and everything, and it was incredible. It was incredible.
Coach with the man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Thanks a lot.